In 1945, Jerusalem and the rest of modern-day Israel were part of British-controlled Palestine. But over 500,000 Jews who lived here were determined to fulfill the Old Testament prophecy of Ezekiel, that one day God would gather up their people and rebuild the nation of Israel. This is Kibbutz's Hill in central Israel. It's a commune where everyone shares in the land and pitches in for the general good of the group. But 60 years ago, this peaceful, idealistic community was hiding a military secret. Right under the noses of the British who occupied this area at the time, the Jewish resistance created a top-secret weapons factory in the basement of what was, by all appearances, a perfectly innocent laundromat. Located just 28 miles northwest of Jerusalem, the tiny kibbutz of Ayalon would play a huge role in the creation of Israel. I'm about to meet Shlomo Hillel, who actually worked at this secret factory, actually helped set it up. He's right over here. Shlomo.
Welcome to Ayalon, to the Ayalon Institute.
Thank you very much. I'm honored. One of the would-be founders of the nation of Israel, Shlomo Hillel, volunteered for the Haganah, a secret Jewish paramilitary organization. Defying hostile Arab neighbors and the occupying British forces, Shlomo put his life on the line, right on this very kibbutz. Right down here?
Yeah.
Please, after you. So there's a top-secret weapons factory under our feet.
That's right.
It's making a lot of noise. How did they not know it was there?
We needed this laundry machine that was supposed to work the whole day long.
I see.
To make a noise, to cover the noise that might have
This
come.
makes a lot of noise?
While working, it makes noise. And
Really? Let me see. Ah, there you go. So that's the noise that's covering up the factory.
Absolutely so.
That does a good job of it. As part of their cover operation, the kibbutz opened a simple shop and took in laundry from British officers. You were doing the laundry of the British that you were trying to prevent from knowing this.
Yes, and they were very satisfied because we did a very good job.
What would have happened to you if you'd been found out? They would have jailed you. They would have...
Probably more than that, because there was death penalty for the creation of armaments.
So you're talking about 17-year-old kids.
Yeah.
17 to, you were the oldest, 22?
I was amongst the oldest.
The young people's lives depended on keeping this factory hidden underneath the surface of everyday life. Whoa, look at that. It's so cool. Look at that.
We were used to do it very fast in those days.
I'm sure.
That it shouldn't have taken a long time.
This is a total front. It's amazing. This is an incredible story. This is incredible.
It's about 8 meters below the surface.
8 meters below, so about 20 feet below. This is the space set up just as it was in those days.
Exactly.
The laundry covered an entry shaft down to the bullet factory 26 feet below. Backing onto the laundry and covering a second entrance to the lower chamber was a bakery. The concrete walls and ceiling of the 1,700 square foot factory were reinforced with iron to support the weight of the buildings above. And what were you making down here?
Ammunition. Only one item. That's bullets for the Sten gun.
The Sten was a machine gun invented by the British in World War II. It was cheap and easy to mass produce and fired over 500 rounds per minute. The Sten used 9mm bullets called parabellums, a Latin phrase meaning prepare for war. Shlomo and the others at the factory manufactured more than 2 million bullets entirely in secret, all in an effort to fulfill the Old Testament prophecy of Ezekiel, to gather up the Jews and build the nation of Israel.
Well, this came about in 1945. That was the end of the Second World War. Our people started to understand that there is a possibility, probably a slight possibility, that it will be decided to create the state of Israel after the Second World War, after the Holocaust, it will be entirely different because we will have to face the armies of the neighboring Arab countries.
Okay, you knew you would be under attack.
Today, Israel has one of the most powerful militaries in the world and is still surrounded by bitter enemies. In 1945, the Jewish settlers were practically unarmed and in grave danger. So the men and women of the Ayalon kibbutz decided to do something about it. They built the weapons factory with their bare hands and smuggled in bullet-making machinery from Poland.
Tell me how it works. I mean, tell me what you do to make a bullet.
Well, the whole thing is on electricity, and it has done a lot of noise when it was working.
Whoa. All right. So this is actually how it worked.
Yeah.
So these are what came of that raw metal is eventually stretched and punched into a
Then you have to cut the size exactly of the bullet. We have to circumcise the bullet to
circumcise the bullet, right? So all along this line of machinery, there are girls and boys, young men, women,
That's right.
working in a process they never even knew how to do before they end up in a top-secret situation.
Above ground, there were thousands of British paratroopers stationed nearby, but the greatest danger was inside the factory itself.
If anything would have gone wrong here, there was no exit.
And walls to keep it in.
This could have exploded and killed everyone inside. Because we are dealing here with powder, with dynamite.
But the bullets still had to be tested. So just a few feet away from the highly explosive gunpowder, they set up a shooting range.
So this is your own shooting range. Every day the quality of the product is being tested down here.
That's right.
Right inside your own factory.
And to my mind, it was too dangerous.
In spite of all the risks, there were no fatal accidents in Ayalon, and they were never caught. A testament to the intensely detailed planning of this subterranean operation. They even had a tanning bed to make it appear as if the workers had been outside, not in an underground factory.
Unbelievable. Every detail you had to be worried about.
The slightest suspicion could have been the end of all of us.
You were living a spy movie.
Well, this was part of our life. I mean, at that time, we were living because we knew it's our job that has to be done, and we did it. Getting the satisfaction that we are doing something that we knew is important for our survival.
Awesome.